Hi, hello, and welcome back to this week's video. So I'm currently 29, and I thought it would be really fun to get ready with y'all, as well as talk about some things that I learned in my 20s as I enter this new era of being 30. And yeah, I just want to kind of chat with y'all. First things first, I'm gonna get this hair out of my face. I'm gonna put these clips in, and yeah. I think what I'm excited most about being 30 is how we just don't care what others think as much as you do when you're younger. All right, we are gonna start with primer. This is my favorite one currently. It is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It's super cheap and it works really well. It's a brand new one, so I gotta do a couple pumps. One thing that I do wanna talk about is one of the biggest lessons I ever learned in my 20s is to do what you want. And by that I mean, like, I'm talking about career-wise, because obviously when you graduate high school, you're either 17 or 18 and you're going into college. And I took forever in college. I started college in fall 2013 and I didn't graduate until fall 2020. 7.5 or 7 years I spent in college. That was just for my bachelor's degree. So the reason that I spent so much time is because I had originally told my parents I was gonna go to school to be an optometrist. I was 100% sure that I was gonna be a doctor and an eye doctor. And I, being first generation Mexican American, my parents were born in Mexico, I was born here in the States. I felt that pressure of like, well, I told them that I was gonna do this and I feel like they'll be like disappointed if I don't. So I was failing. I wasn't failing, but I wasn't doing great in school. So once I changed my major to what I wanted, which was teaching at that time, I felt really bad telling my parents that I wanted to do that. After a while, they realized that, wow, she's really great with kids and she's, having a lot of fun in school now. She's learning a lot and actually doing well. I would say just do what you want from the very beginning in anything in life, because yes, you can feel like you might disappoint your parents or your family or your loved ones, but as long as you're not harming yourself or others, you should do something that makes you happy in anything, in all aspects of life. You want to have fun and you want to be happy, and you're not going to be happy if you're doing and living your life for others. And now I'm not a teacher, but I am an instructional designer, which has to do with teaching and creating content as far as learning content. That leads me to another thing, was to not be hard on yourself if you don't know what you want to do in life. I had no idea what instructional design was when I graduated high school. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't know exactly what you want to do, because there are so many careers out there and things that you won't ever know about and you won't know if you fall into or how you'll get there. But whatever is for you will be. Back to what I was saying is, do not be hard on yourself if you don't know what you want to do in life, because there are so many opportunities out in this world and you can literally do anything that you set your mind to. I forgot to mention that I use the ColourPop concealer. Next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. foundation. I just started using it this week and I love it. So my next lesson that I've learned in my 20s was to not compare myself to others. I had a really hard time with this because, for example, talking about being in school for 7 years, I was comparing myself to everyone either my age or younger than me that already graduated college, and I had just transferred in 4 years. I feel like that's just a lesson that we all really struggle with, because you see others who are either the same age as you or a little bit older or a little bit younger doing things that our society says that it's time for us to do. But in reality, time to do something is whenever you're ready. I got married at 27, and some people were like, well, you were with Richie for you were with Richie for 8 years. Like, you should have been married a long time ago. But we didn't have the finances or anything to live the life that we live now. We were in school. We were both figuring out what we wanted to do. And that's okay. I learned that your body at 25, 26, 27, 28 is not going to be the same body that you were in when you were 20 and 21. It might be, and you might be lucky that way. Or, sometimes your body changes, and that's okay. You might hold weight a little bit differently. You might see a little bit of wrinkles here and there, but you're just aging, and that's fine. I'm saying this because I've recently, for the last few years, really struggled with my body changing. I grew up very thin. In high school, I wore a size 0 and a size 1 at one point. I'm about 5'6". I weighed like 100 pounds, so I was super light. When I graduated high school and I started college, when I met Richie, I was 115 pounds. Looking at pictures of yourself when you were younger, at like 18, 19, 20 years old, and then you see yourself now, you sometimes feel like, wow, I don't look like that. I've come to realize that it's just like I'm getting older, and it's fine. Like, self-love has been something that I've really grown a lot in the last, I'm not gonna cry. Self-love is something that I really struggled with when I was a little bit younger, and now that I'm older, in the last, like, I want to say like 3 to 4 years, I've really learned to kind of love myself and be excited about who I am and what I bring to this world. I do want to give a quick little shout out to my mom, because growing up, she would always hear people say, oh, Andrea's so beautiful, Andrea's so pretty, Andrea's so cute, all these like really great compliments about my outside appearance. And she would always say, like, if people said that in front of me, she would always be sure to tell them, well, you know what else is beautiful? Her brain, her heart. Like, she has so much to offer, and it's not just, you know, how she looks, it's also like how she is, how nurturing she is, how kind she is. So my mom always kind of told me that, and I always heard her say things like that. So in the back of my head, it was always there. But you know, when you have social media and you're comparing yourself, again, back to the comparison aspect, you do get in your head a little bit, but that's something that I never forgot. It was just like kind of hidden in the back, but now it's back, and it's true. Sometimes it's not about how you look, but it's about how you are as a person, and you can grow and develop that. I went in with the Encourage blush from Rare Beauty, and now I'm going to go in with the bronzer stick from Rare Beauty in Happy Soul. One thing that related to social media that I kind of have been telling myself the last couple years, I want to say like in 2024 and 2023, I was constantly telling myself like, wow, I wish I would have started social media when I was younger. Because I had always wanted to, but I was just afraid of the people around me judging me. An example of this is like yes, I post on YouTube, and like I'm on social media and I post on my Instagram, hey, I just posted a YouTube video. And then my dad tells me that one of my cousins has seen it. And like, I know that my family can see this, but it made me nervous to know that they might be watching my content. And it's not even like strangers watching it. It's more the worry of like people that you know watching it. But anyways, I was telling myself, man, I wish I started this when I was younger. But I know that if I would have started this when I was a teenager or in my early 20s, I would have really had a hard time with comparison. And I also would have had a really hard time with hate comments. Now, hate comments don't get to me. It doesn't really hurt my feelings because, again, I know who I am and I know what I offer. And this person, whoever they might be leaving hate comments, has internal work to work on. Because if you have time in your day to leave a hate comment, that's crazy. Because you have to like take energy and time out of your day to feel some type of way to leave a hate comment on a stranger's video. It doesn't bother me now, but it would have bothered me a lot sooner because I'm kind of a sensitive person, and I've always been. Like growing up, I was always crying. I still cry a lot. I guess my biggest lesson is you should also be just living your life for yourself. You want to wait to get married? Wait to get married. You don't want to have children? You don't have to have them. If you want to wait to have children and enjoy your marriage, you can do that. If you want to have a small wedding where you elope and it's just you and your partner, by all means. You don't want to get married, but you want to live with your partner forever, that's also fine. Like, I feel like growing up, and I don't know if this is like a either generational thing or just being Hispanic, but you have like this certain like steps you have to follow. And of course, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I did kind of follow those steps. Like, I went to college, I graduated, I got a full-time job, I was engaged while I was working full-time, we got married, I moved out. I did not move out of my parents' home until I got married, but that was just a decision that I made. Like, it doesn't mean that everyone has to do that. Other people can move out with their partners, and that's fine. Again, like, live your life for you. You know, sometimes we feel pressure from our loved ones to live a certain way, but as long as, again, you're not harming anyone or yourself, you're good. Yes, oh, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. Okay, I'm not going to cry. All right, my makeup is done, and the last thing I want to talk about is that it's not bad for you to celebrate your wins. It is not bragging if you are excited to talk about your accomplishments. You know, you work really hard, and we all do, and one person's accomplishment doesn't take away from another's. My accomplishments are mine and I'm very proud of them. And I can be really proud of my accomplishments while still being very proud of my friends and family. Nothing is a competition. If anything, you should be in competition with yourself to improve yourself and, you know, constantly grow as a person. And we can all win and we can all just celebrate each other. And I've done a lot of inner work the last few years and I'm very proud of the growth that I've had. Of course, I still have room to grow. I hope all of this makes sense because I feel like I was just yapping away. But thank you so much for watching. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be 30 years old. So that's very exciting. And I will see you guys next week.